Hello, welcome back, or perhaps welcome for the first time, but definitely not more than the second time, to Beasts in the Timetwist, right, that's what we're playing.
Unless you're here from the future, in which case this might be your 10th time for all we know.
I'm your boy Tal, not going to be much further ado than that. Who would like to recap the previous session in, out of character, whatever you'd like?
I will do it.
Okay.
Previously, it's export day in Gerdumble, and our 5 misfits arrive in the town following a caravan for our own separate reasons. Along the way, as there's a parade going on, the front cart topples over a stray rock, and the carts topple over, spilling spiders out in the street. Combat ensues. Some spiders die, some don't. But in the end, we all work together as our first outing as a possible party.
Does that count as an outing?
Well, we're outside.
He's got you there.
Anyways, afterwards, we all sort of drift apart and head further into the center of town where there's festivities going on. We all do our own separate things to pass the time. I know Cashmere was playing games, Crim and Alex were looking at a tree, things of that nature. And then
Haha.
the mayor of Gerdumble comes up and does a speech in front of the hot spring in town. And then, all of a sudden, the hot spring starts boiling. People are screaming, people are getting burned. The party makes an attempt to save a few, but it's just not enough. And then at the last moment, time reverses. And we're back to the festivities. And that's where we ended off.
Nice.
I don't think I missed anything, really.
Oh, I guess you also... Oh, go ahead.
The only thing I can think of to add is time reversal or future vision or whatever the heck it was. The player characters seem to be the only ones aware of anything being amiss.
Right.
At least that we've noticed.
And there's also Huston Beaver, somewhat of an authority figure who worked with you during that incident. But to answer your question, as I promised I would at the end of last session, Doc, you are each doing what you were doing about 5 minutes ago in universe.
Okay.
Some of you had described what you're doing as you're amid these chill festivities in the muggy, midday, swampy air. No one seems to be much bothered except for y'all, at least at a glance. But just for the sake of getting back into things, again, what are each of you doing?
So are we, we've all reconvened, right?
I don't think so yet.
I know that...
We were all just kind of freaking out at first. I know Cashmere was like in the midst of a game and had to stop and was just kind of wandering around confused.
I think Crim ran up towards Turner at the end of the session, right, Emma?
He was kind of just freaking out in general. Whoever he made eye contact with first, he would have run towards,
Okay. I think it was Turner at the time. Just so I know who I would be able to talk to.
I think he said he was immediately heading back to the hot springs, but you can change that if you wish.
Okay. Just for the sake
Oh
of
yeah! Thanks for reminding me. No, I remember now. Crim kind of bolted to the hot springs, or started bolting toward the hot springs. It's very noticeable that he did this because he's a dragon.
Yes, indeed.
Then seeing that, Turner will just kind of rush to chase up behind him. I don't know if mechanically they're a similar speed or not, but might be having to kind of push himself a little bit to keep up.
He's currently at 30 and dashing.
Okay. Then somehow this...
Also, his stealth is -1, so have fun with that.
Then somehow this nerdy bird is able to keep up with this big hulking dragon.
Maybe because he's hulking is why he can keep up.
Okay. So we got 1 wandering, dazed, confused, 2 just reacting, going back to where this happened. What about the other 2?
I'm chasing after Crim. Wait!
For Wade, presumably there's this melodramatic shot of like him when he gets sent back, his eyes like shoot wide and like he's taking a smoke break, where there's an upward shot of like the cigarette falling from his fingers and hitting the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zooms in, ash falls off the tip.
Yeah, he seems to be like in shock for like a good second till he like hits 2 and 2 together. Then that's the rest of the party. He's gonna make a beeline to Huston.
Interesting.
Makes sense that you do that.
Okay. Let's cover that part first, since Huston is very close by with this caravan. It's not yet made its way to the hot spring, which is maybe a 30-second dash or quick run. Huston is walking along, placid smile on his face. Every now and then he's looking at the cages, some of which are literally shattered. Not all of them. His smile falters. You kind of catch him humming a bit of a tune as you approach Wade.
You're muted, Bugle.
Oh no, he's dead.
Shit, sorry. My
There we
MacBook.
go.
Switch settings to my MacBook for audio was weird. But anyway, he very seriously and dramatically stomps up to Huston and just puts both of his hands on his shoulders and he says, "Sir, I've important news. Do you recall what Mayor Shah is going to say for her opening speech?"
Whoa.
Sir, this is very important, sir. Do you know what she's going to say for her opening speech? Please.
Well, she says a similar thing every year. She does.
What? I know exactly what she's going to say, word for word, beat for beat. I don't know how. It's some sort of spell. I've seen the future. The plot springs are going to be attacked. People are going to die.
This may be relevant. So, at around that time, they may hear Crim, as he's running towards the spring, shouting, "Everyone's gonna die! Quick, get out, get out, get out!"
Unless that happens.
I would like you to make an insight check, please.
Gotcha. All right. My insight's
His
not
voice
the
gets
best.
softer and softer as he runs further and further to the springs.
Crim, stop! You're gonna start a panic!
Shit.
I thought that was the point. I am panicking.
11? Okay. You fancy you see some, some sort of revelation on his face, but it's a muddled, confused revelation. Is he faking? Is this something that's buried? It's some type of reaction. You're not really sure what to make sense of it. He says, that sounds like it could ruin things. Mr. Logistics, Mr. Wade, what do we do?
We need to evacuate everybody calmly and orderly. And, he's probably going to stop the speech, but in case it happens, sir, tell me something very personal but harmless about yourself. In case it loops again, I need to be able to convince you.
Okay. I file my left tooth before I file my right tooth to make sure they don't overgrow, you know?
Good enough. All right, let's follow them. And he'll take him by the hand and try and drag him forth to follow.
Damn, Wade is genre savvy.
We do this. We do this every few loops. Eventually, we have enough to fake his identity.
Damn, why is none of us playing a rogue?
Yeah, make sure that when takes anyway, guys. You guys can go.
No, wrong. Yeah, you grab his web paw and pull him. He's like, okay, and he's just following you with an appropriate amount of resistance, I suppose. Meanwhile, in the wake of everyone evacuate, evacuate, this hustle, you leave people saying things like, "Hey, slow down, plenty of time. You're gonna ruin export day." Not really minding this alarming thing you're saying. Unless you wish to attempt a intimidation or persuasion check, Crim.
Oh boy, No. Yeah, in this case, it's persuasion. So I hope you're ready for... Where's my dice? There it is. I hope you're ready for a random persuasion roll of 5.
Okay. Dragon on all fours running through a crowd. Draws eyes, draws ears. But no one in this atmosphere. An emergency is the last thing on folks' minds, it seems. Maybe one or two people, younger folks, older folks, can stop what they're doing, reassess, just follow you astutely, but not really acting on it just yet. And yeah, Alex and Trina, you're right there with them. Yes, Cashmere?
Okay,
I
so
was definitely following.
Cashmere is separate from everyone here, but he's also making his way warily to the hot springs. And he does hear Crim in the background, but he's kind of ignoring him at the moment. And he's just wondering, like, is there some sort of magic at play? Did somebody cause this? He's kind of more interested in time reversing than the hot spring, really. But he still looks around in that area to see if he can maybe find someone who looks out of place. Someone who's maybe a little suspicious. And he'll use perception for that.
Okay. I'll say just because everyone's rushing and you're sort of wondering, they'll get there first, but yeah, briefly after that, feel free to do that check. But yeah, Alex, Turner, and Crim, still learning our names. You arrive again at this big kind of collection of hot springs that are one and the same. Pleasant amounts of steam rolling off. There's that miniature open air, not amphitheater, but like visible meeting place that's partially submerged, where indeed you see the egret Mayor Shaw, a couple other important folks, no doubt, around her. They're still putting things on the table, checking things. No
How
speech.
far away are they from the edge of the hot spring?
Say about 75 feet. There's crowds, people chilling, there's people being excited. What do you do when you arrive?
Also, I will use my resolve for this one. For this roll.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to keep my cool. My head is buzzing with what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? And I kind of crouch down next to the spring. I'm gonna wave my hand over the water a little bit. And I'm gonna cast Elementalism and try to freeze some of the water and just see what happens.
What's the wording of that spell? Like, what determines if it succeeds or fails?
Let me check the exact wording. I believe it just works.
Yeah.
As long as there are no creatures inside the area I'm trying to freeze.
Okay.
And it can be up to a 5-foot cube. I'm not gonna try to go for that big. I'm just gonna go for, I don't know, maybe like a 4-inch cube or something like that.
Okay.
Orange cube.
You wave your
That's one of my
hands,
favorite drinks.
steam whirls around your fingers and then disappears as the air cools and the water cools too, and then there's that crunching, freezing sound. It's an ice cube bobbing. There's all elephant girl next to you, no doubt a tourist who claps her hands. Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've never been to a hot spring before. I was kind of curious what it would do.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of run back to Crim. I don't know what to do. I can try cooling it off that way, but it's not gonna work.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Turn at this point is... Oh, you have more to say, Doc? Okay. Turn at this point is just like a little bit out of breath, had to kind of like grab his hat to keep it from falling off as he's running to keep up. And then he's like, okay, let's try to figure this out. It could have could have been maybe some sort of a spell or something that caused all of this. I'm gonna try to think of maybe something magically that could have maybe done this. Try to maybe observe the area around to see if there's any type of source that might cause for something like this.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're thinking along the... Ooh, you could roll... that's a good... Like, if you don't know what type of magic... I guess Arcana would be the go-to to determine if it even could be magic.
Maybe just like the result of how good I do will determine how much I can maybe glean or whatever.
If there even is magic, yeah.
Casual, you could roll that check now too if you wanted. We can kinda...
Oh, I got a 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rolled it in Foundry.
Got it.
Just checking what my modifier is. +5, okay. Ooh, a 19 on the die, that's a 24.
Okay. Let me look up the rules for identifying spells being cast.
There aren't any.
Let me make up the rules. No, I was kidding. Isn't there something about you have... Maybe I put it in the homebrew thing, where it's like you have advantage if you can cast it?
Yeah, you put up stuff like that.
Okay. Identifying spells. See on the top. You may study to identify the spell name, rank, and effectively spell being cast. DC 15 plus spell rank. If it's effective, then your spell gives you advantage. Okay. Alright, first I will say Cashmere as one of the two, primarily simply thoughtfully assessing the scene. You do pick out some people who lack that lackadaisical or standard excitement air about them for what's about to come. You identify 3 people, at least around you, who aren't lounging in the hot springs. One is a monkey of some kind, long but neat gray fur. He's got his tail around one of the sort of cypress tree branches that's drooping over the edge of the hot spring. He's upside down, doesn't seem bothered by this. He's just looking at things, his eyes flicking left, right, as if looking for something. You see a snake girl, some type of swamp snake. She looks like she's 15, 20, something like that. She is similarly kind of wrapped around a tree, observing things with like just a bit more interest than you would expect, like a calculated and intentional interest. And then you see some donkey guy who's pacing almost like angrily, furiously, back and forth at the edge, murmuring to himself.
Okay. You want to resolve Turner's before Cashmere moves?
Yeah. Turner. The obvious spell being cast gesture of the egret's ceremonial scepter. Not any spell you have been able to cast or learned about. It seemed indeed more ceremonial. You're pretty certain of that with your result. As for a spell that could cause instantaneous heating of this vast body of water, that'd have to be a pretty darn potent spell. Surely it exists. Magic can be tuned, tweaked. It's not all cookie cutter. Maybe some sort of underwater modified fireball. You think if it was cast, though, it would definitely have to be in the vicinity and, like, cast at the moment that things were heated up. Any particulars otherwise you'd want to know?
I guess he would just be maybe looking around to see if there's anyone who seems to be... I guess it would just be a bit redundant with what Cashmere was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have something that might help. Crim is currently walking around the nearest spring. How big is this entire network of what was affected?
From longest spring diameter, maybe 150 yards.
So, and there are multiples of these.
Yeah, like a cluster that's mostly connected. Like a double football field covered. Well, no, maybe not quite that big.
And all of them were heated up prior.
Yeah, it seemed like everywhere was affected at once.
Okay. With that, Crim is currently, like... He doesn't really know what else to do right now. He's currently, like, in panic mode and just, like, individually warning people, like... Get out the water, it's dangerous, it's gonna heat up, get out! and like stuttering over himself all the time. If people ask for pets, he'll be like, "Oh, thank you, but please get out."
Okay, yeah, not many people approaching the agitated dragon.
And he glances around, wondering if there might be people who recognize his urgency and or otherwise are not reacting in the way others are. Like maybe there are people like, "Oh, he's in on the plan," or something like that. He's thinking something had to have been behind that.
Okay. I'll say that the monkey and the snake that has Cashmere's attention, yeah, they are looking at this with interest. Not moving to intervene or shut you up or something like that, but interested. And one more thing I will say, Turner, you would also know there's probably magic items, effects, schools, flavors of magic that you're not as familiar with, that aren't arcana, that could do something like this.
Okay.
Let's see. Is Wade able to catch up to the group with us?
Sure, yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I have a question for you guys. Have any of you guys seen Troll 2?
Nope.
I have actually. Yes, I watched it.
Well,
I watched it with high school friends back in the day.
Do you recall a certain phrase? You don't piss on hospitality.
I don't remember that.
Oh no.
But...
Like as Wade's walking, he has this kind of idea where like his eyes kind of widen with that sense of like you have an idea and you kind of hate yourself for thinking it, but you also can't find a good reason not to. Like and he's like, "Oh God." Again, he looks to Huston. "Sir, forgive me. This may seem juvenile, but I need you to trust me on this." And he's going to look to the pool.
Hugo, just as a reminder, this thing is just a single one is like 150 yards in diameter, and there are multiples of them.
Well, I got minor illusion, bitch. I can make a 5-foot cube of this shit.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I'll stop if no one wants to, but
Can I resolve Cashmere's thing first?
sure.
Can I have him walk up to the people? Yeah.
Okay.
So normally Cashmere walks. He's very relaxed, slow strides, but this time he seems to be walking with a purpose. Arms at his side, kind of quick movements, and he basically storms up to, let's say, the snake, and walks right up to her, and kind of more hastily than he intends, he asks, "Hey, gonna get in the water?"
Her tongue flicks out, tasting the air of your breath, I guess. And not uncommon for a snake to do that when you first talk to them. "Hey, yes, I think I might soon. Just a little nervous. Never seen this ceremony before. I want to get a good view, you know? It's gonna get crowded when they all come in."
Soon? Soon? How soon? What do you say?
I can get in right now. Who are you?
Sir, are you drunk?
It's not important. I just need you to get in the water. Can you do that?
Thank you.
Roll an intimidation.
Intimidation check, please.
Wow.
I have intimidation? Hold on. I do not. I have +1 though. Alright.
No shit.
Let's see how this goes.
This is something.
Okay. 7.
7, huh?
Oh no.
Again with the bad rolls.
That's enough. And when you're talking to her, she looks like she's about 16. Oh, okay. Yeah. She uncoils the rasp of her scales on the bark as she goes into the mud. So there's left, right. Looks back at you for a sec. And then gets in the water.
Snakes in this world have like tails for legs, but they have arms, right? Just so we can picture.
Yeah.
It. Okay.
Yeah, like Nagas.
At around that, we're all in the same general area, right? Yeah. At that point, Crim hops in like, "Wait, no, don't!"
She was like 1 foot, 2 feet in, and just, splashes a little.
I threw up in it. Yes, I threw up in it. It's everywhere. Everywhere. You should get out.
Cashmere shoots him a death glare.
She makes a like a grotesque face and starts slithering out. Meanwhile, what are you asking exactly of Huston, Wade? Is that what's happening?
He just says, "Please, sir, trust me on this." And then, so I know. As soon as Crim says that, all right, well, thanks for setting me up. Minor Illusion only has somatic and material, so he's going to try and just basically isolate himself in a crowd to try and like do this inconspicuously. Wait, Doc, do you have something?
No.
Okay.
And then next to Crim, he's gonna just in the crowd cast Minor Illusion, reach 30 feet, 5-foot cube, vomit in the pool.
That's better than what I was worried was going to happen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Namo.
Okay. All right. These
I didn't mean it.
chunks of green and brown, I don't need to get into more detail than that, appear floating on the spring. Or on the hot spring water. The nearest people look at that. One of them's like, is that what I think it is? Looking for who could have done it. There's probably people nearby who certainly could have done it. And gradually, they start moving away. You affect perhaps 6 people.
Wade just murmurs to himself, "Oh, Ford, you left your ass off at this. Everyone, clear out who did it. It's a sanitation hazard. Everybody, we need to clear the pool out." He starts just yelling, essentially being a lifeguard around the pool, trying to like just shout and persuade and intimidate everyone into leaving with that.
Grim is now convinced that he threw up in the pool and he doesn't remember it, and he's now trying to shrink away and look for something else he can possibly do to help.
Yeah, you automatically succeed, Wade, with that illusion. More people, it's spreading. The people that are, like 30 feet away from the vomit in this hot spring glance at it, keep lounging, looking at the caravan now, which has almost arrived. But a lot of people get out.
Do they?
And he
Good.
He doesn't apologize. Look to Crim. Sorry, friend.
Does do
Cashmere-
you remember? Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
Was it like upon the caravan's arrival? Was that when the mayor, whoever it was, came out to do their speech?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Snap.
Oh, Cashmere was just gonna be flummoxed and sigh, like just looking in between Crim and Wade, like, really?
Anyway,
Make a nervous smile. I didn't
anyways,
know he had magic to make you throw up.
the snake slithers back out of the spring as more and more people are coming up, taking up standing room. I'm gonna go back to the tree now, where I can see things. I'm Sashal, by the way. What's your name, Mr. Hare?
It's unsure how to respond for a second. Cashmere. Yeah. You go enjoy the festivities. I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm half expecting she gave a fake name because, I don't want that person to know my name.
I will. I'm not from very far. I'm from Himbana. You don't look like you're from around here. If you don't mind me saying, it's a small town, not too far. It should be good. Okay. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Before you go, and then he points at the donkey. Do you know him?
No, and I don't want to. Bye.
Okay.
So, which of those 3 that Tal described was a red herring?
He's debating on which one to ask next, but he's also just still a little annoyed by Wade and Crim.
And Wade, you implied you're repeating this trick a few times?
For as long as it seems to work, I think if it clears that one area, he's going to go to Crim and should we move on? We can do it over there. Oh my God, this is disgusting. But
But I've only eaten so much.
Alright, you get resolve whether you can keep it or not.
Well, guess I can try something similar. I don't want to.
You don't have to.
I can actually assist to make the vomit more. I hate that I'm doing this, but I can actually give it a smell too, apparently, with prestidigitation
Oh.
to help sell it.
Okay.
I don't want to do it, but since I don't know what else to do currently.
Okay. So you guys continue to move along. Me, Alex trying to hatch a stratagem. Vomit. Horrible rancid odor with maybe some waggling of your fingers. Turner. Alarming bells and get out from Crim. And yeah, you're moving along the coast of this big hot spring. More and more people getting out. You see where you came from. Some people are kind of getting back in after the illusion goes away after a minute. There's like one person, like, why'd you do that? But again, the atmosphere is still chill. It's not like an emergency thing that you can impress upon this humongous area very easily.
Shit.
So, I'm gonna find some of the areas in there. And I'm gonna... Gosh, this is horrible. Wave my hand a little bit. I'm gonna cast Elementalism. And I'm gonna change parts of the water yellow.
Oh no!
This is what Google was going to do earlier.
I can't believe y'all are fucking going along with my plan. I thought, like...
By the way, sorry if my video feed is dark. It appears that my room's light broke, so that'll be...
Oh no!
Hey Nemo, you
It's
didn't
in the
mention the shady person in the corner.
That's fine. I'll work. I work with them.
Okay, a new flavor has joined the mix. This water is normally pretty translucent, but kind of shimmering with bubbles and stuff coming up from generally deep below. And now it's a bit more opaque, a bit more yellow. The odor matches it wonderfully too. You are indeed more successful. As that exact same speech begins from the beak of Mayor Shaw, again welcoming people in. Thank you. Slight practice joke, polite laughter. It goes on.
Oh, hey, Tal. Well, wait. Well, while she's doing this, is Wade able to look over to Huston and just whisper in his ear, like an echo, essentially?
Okay, yeah, sure. Like, this is what she's about to say, and then she says it. Okay. He has a surprised expression. Yeah, that's all I'll say. He's impressed by what you're doing. His tail, like, slaps down on the muddy shore. Well, I'll be darned.
Yes, it's going to turn a lot more drastic pretty soon if we don't stop this. We need to get everyone out. Do you believe me, sir?
You really are good at your logistics. Did you give her the speech?
By the gods. No. Alright.
He's a little slower to react. He's just sort of dumbfounded more than anything. Trying to make sense of this. The speech does change a bit. The words are the same, but it's stilted. She's reacting to this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Snap.
Oh, I was gonna add in something as you're going here.
I'll just fish. Yeah, it's slow. She's like pausing every now and then, her eyes following this commotion that's moving along the shore. People are largely getting out of the hot spring. Maybe you've gotten out a third so far. But she presses on, especially when someone kind of taps her shoulder, shakes his head, and kind of nods, and steals her resolve, perhaps finishing what she's saying.
So, yeah, at the same time, Cashmere will realize that the speech is still going and that things are going the same as before. He's looking between her, the donkey, and the monkey, and he weighs his options, shrugs his shoulders, and stomps over and punches the tree as hard as he can, rattling it.
The one that the monkey's hanging from, or the one that...
Yeah, the monkey, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I know this is tricky, because everyone's probably wanting to do things simultaneously as
It's fine.
something may be about to happen. But, yeah, you strike the tree, a couple leaves fall down, monkey's head snaps to you. What are you doing?
He's a bit unsure for a second, like he didn't realize that would work, and then he slowly smiles. What do you think I'm doing?
You're making a bad day even worse. I'm trying to relax. If you please, sir.
Really now? Then why don't you get in the water?
I don't like water. I like branches and leaves.
See, I see. And you know who else won't like the water soon? Everybody in it.
He squints. Roll an insight check.
Oh boy. And he's just like throwing it out here. He's not sure at all if he is actually who he says he is. Thinks he is. 20.
20. I gotta remember to do insight a little bit differently than I have in the past, where it's like, you think he's thinking this, you've read his mind. No, this is more of a, okay. This seems like a man who's currently motivated by emotion, mostly annoyance right now. He seems very annoyed, is the vibe you're getting from him, and he was annoyed even before you struck the tree. So you're conversing with him, getting what his personality might be, what's driving him. He really just wants to be left alone, and that squint is like a, why are you saying this? I don't understand. Not like a, oh, does he know too much, or something like that. It's increasingly leave me alone vibes.
And Cashmere slowly starts to realize this as he squints back, just in return, and takes a few steps back, like quickly shooting a look over his shoulder. Never mind. Shit.
I don't care about what you're talking about. Yeah, Nama?
Yeah, Nema.
As the speech is going on, Crim remembers that around the end of it is when shit went down. So what he's now doing is he's making use of his aided jump feature to jump really high into the air and then like glide down just to get as much of a vantage point as possible to see if anyone's doing any weird shit.
Where?
At the water's edge.
Okay, got it. Another
He's
brief
just trying
last-
to get an extra vantage point to observe, to see what might be happening that he missed last time because it wasn't important last time.
Yeah.
He's looking for all kinds of movement.
Got it. Not a bird's eye view exactly, but a better view granted to
Yeah,
you.
let me double check how high you can actually jump.
Okay.
Let's see. You can continue though. Well,
Okay. Any other brief last minute things?
Let's see. Is Wade? I'll say he'll walk over to Turner real quick. What's Turner doing again?
He was kind of assisting the others with it as he's just kind of looking around, trying to see if there's any sort of magic paraphernalia. But at what Crim did, he'll just kind of like look up a little bit jealously, but then just kind of turned away. He's giving his attention.
Yeah, he's a pleasant folk, isn't he? All right. In any case, I need you to know if this happens again, and I don't remember, or one of us doesn't. You see, he pulls out, reaches into his back pocket, and pulls out this little sketchbook. see him flip to the back page where this little drawing of like a flower that's kind of like half finished, and he says, "Ask me who drew this. The answer is my brother. In case I don't remember next time."
Okay. Crim can jump 20 feet high.
Okay.
So that's his vantage point. 20 feet plus his height of like 5-ish feet.
I'm gonna DM you something, Bugle.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Let's see. Thank y'all for your patience.
20 feet. Okay, yeah, that's five people length. Math.
Turner just
4 people length.
Turner just quickly respond to him. Yeah, sure. Hopefully that won't happen.
We need to stop this somehow.
You know, if the loop doesn't happen, we're going to look like criminals, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Okay. And
Well, I'm not. You are.
that moment comes happening more or less the same as you all remember, or foretold, visioned, hallucinated, time loop remembered it?
Maybe a little less to remember, but hey.
Real quickly, I am going to cast Detect Magic.
Ooh. Okay. Come on, let me search this page. There we go. Okay. Okay, thank you, Beagle. Sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. Can see faint aura on any. Okay. Not blocked by. Okay. And any other checks or scrutiny, or what exactly is everyone doing as she raises the scepter and says what she's going to say?
Do I do an investigation check for my I don't really know. God, it is dark on my side. I cannot fix that.
Yeah, investigation would be fine.
Get a
Hold on.
flashlight.
Let me navigate my dark desk to find my D. There it is. No, that's my D12. No, that's my D10. There's my
Say roll
D20.
with disadvantage, but hey.
Very, very funny. Hang on. What's an 11 get me? Oh, 16.
16. Okay. Anyone else?
I get last thing I can think of is just like I have message and I can 100 range target. I could just shout at her to stop, like if the festival's in danger. But you guys think they'll do anything or no?
We're welcome to
I'll-
try.
I'm gonna say it's in your ballpark.
Balls in your court.
All right. So we'll say no. We'll hold off. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
The seed of hesitation.
Yeah.
Going once.
It's only our second try, so I figured, hey, maybe they're like a little. They're not gonna just have all the answers right away, so I'm letting it play out myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. Appreciate that. She says, in scale, for those who understand the words, may this wonderful silk tie peace and prosperity into the many communities of Bos. Waves the scepter. Detect magic. You are on the edge, so a little far from where this is happening, right, Alex?
Correct. But I would hope that I'd be able to sense anything happening to the water itself.
What's the range of the spell?
Yeah.
30 feet.
You sense, right before others physically sense, magic. Does it tell you?
I have to use an action to get anything more specific than that. Well, I mean, I guess I can sense... Let me double check. I think all I get by default... Yeah, I just know if it's present within range. I have to use an action to see more than that.
If it's just an action, there's plenty of time, I think, to do that.
Okay, yes, I would like to do that then.
You sense evocation magic light up, somewhere about 20 feet away from you, underwater, where you think the slope would be. Sort of on the ground, underneath the spring, 15 feet from the edge. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, boom.
That's important.
Powerful evocation magic. Maybe you sense other magic in general, too, left, right, on people's persons, things like that. But that is a definite new effect that bloomed at that very moment. While this is happening, people's expressions starting to change. Surface starting to bubble more and more, steam erupting further. Moments you can't even see the far side. And just like before, scene of a nightmare plays out. People screaming. You hear
Hang
calls
on.
of- Yep.
from Crim's angle. Does the steam bubble out from that point that was seen? The origin of the evocation?
It does, but so too does it bubble up more or less from all of the spring. But you, with your investigation check of 20,
16.
16, thank you, still success, you are able to see, yes, even though you don't know there's a detect magic, and that's like one spot in particular, the steam erupts in greater amounts. The bubbles are increasing in greater amounts first, before it spreads. And you identify at least 2 other areas like that. Sort of the niduses, the sources of this blooming increased heat. It's not a blanket, universal, instantaneous heat increase. But amid the
Crim dives toward it.
amidst the sudden huge commotion of people, the people themselves and what they're doing, that is chaos. There's no obvious single person doing something very different. Everyone's doing different things. That's how chaos works.
So, how many people? How many? Like, what percentage of people were in the water compared to the first run? Is it like?
You have gotten out about 35 people who've not gotten back in. There's 35
Out of-
people who are not. 400, 800.
Okay.
That's
less
big
than
number.
It's probably
10%.
But that is 35 people less whose throats are not emitting screams of agony and whose flesh, fur, scales, etc. are intact.
Okay.
Also-
If I have time, I would like to attempt to create an ice cube around the area where I sensed that pulse of magic.
Is that going to be in range?
It has a range of 30 feet.
Okay.
That would be
another
within range.
five then. You
And-
sure could.
And
Mhm.
in the meantime, while everyone is running around screaming and stuff, is the mayor visible? Is she still up there?
She is. Are you looking at her?
Yes. Cashmere will dash closer and get a good look at her.
You dashing closer into the hot spring through the curtains of steam? Because she's this place, this seat of government is in the middle of the hot spring.
In the middle of a hot spring, like in the water or above, like on a platform.
Let me get back to my exact description.
I think I remember last time you said they're not actually in the water directly.
No, it's like a platform stage in the water. Like a donut, I guess.
But it's elevated above the water's surface, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So there's this open air theater. The floor is submerged, but there are some benches, table, wooden stone seating, and such that aren't underwater. And she had kind of stepped up onto a bit of a plinth. So she would be completely above water at the moment.
Okay. And how far away is she, would you say? How close can he get?
75 feet from the nearest edge of the shore that you're at.
And I'm assuming he can't really get a good look at her because of the steam.
You get a look at her before the steam erupts. She's sort of finishing this. She looks surprised.
Surprised.
I was thinking. I thought she was going to look like that scene in episode 3 Star Wars where Palpatine he's in the ship and he's just like lording over the battle when he's captured.
Well,
No. Sorry.
No, I'll find an image for it later.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, boom, that same ice effect occurs, but this time, Alex, as soon as the ice is being created, something much hotter, stronger is melting it. The ice cube doesn't even reach the surface. It's just so hot. Like, it goes off successfully, but the ice does not last in boiling water.
I am going to frantically keep casting the spell over and over again in this desperate attempt to cool it off in any way I can.
Okay. And
Crim is-
splash,
that
bubbles,
It's
Crim
also
with
like
water.
diving right into it, yeah.
You are beginning to boil. What do you do, Crim?
Crim is looking for the source of where he saw, like, it. He saw the origin point was there. He looks if there is some kind of object doing it.
Okay. You don't have a swim speed, do you?
He does not have a swim speed yet,
Okay.
or at all, I think.
I would like you to roll an athletics check to see how quickly you can orient yourself, tuck in your wings, start looking around, swimming through the water.
Athletics. Understood. Okay, first actually good roll. Athletics is 21.
21. Okay. Give me 1 sec. You guys are so good. Yeah, more like 30 seconds. Sorry.
It's good because I was counting.
High strength, high con, low wisdom. Yeah, let's just dive into the boiling water. Let's stop whatever's doing it directly.
Why not?
Okay, and please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
In this economy?
What?
In this economy?
Well,
Sorry,
the
that
answer
joke.
for that is another 17, which that leads to 22.
22! Wow, okay, you succeed. Okay, I rolled a 1. You receive 1 fire damage in the first few seconds of doing this.
Pain.
You find the bottom to be a bit more of a rocky place than the mud of other spots in this town. And going towards where it's hottest, you find a solid crack that's been reinforced with some metal, as if to keep it open. Sort of a tripartite, like a triangle, I guess. You know what I mean? Like a
Okay,
kind of crack.
so it's like it was wedged open.
Yes, and that is the hottest spot. That probably a hot spring, or the hot spring. Next to it, though, you see a little package. It's been planted or glued or somehow secured right next to where those cracks meet in the middle. It's about a little smaller than the size of a bread box. Everyone knows what a bread box is, right? It's like a 1.5 foot diameter, like a wrapped up bunch of deli meats or chicken, something like that. It's brown, nondescript, with some string tied around it. Still wrapped up. The strings are vibrating, moving with the force of the hot spring, pushing the water out.
But it's dense enough to remain at the bottom of the pool.
Yes, it's just
Okay.
sitting there, out of place.
That catches his interest. He picks it up.
Roll another con save?
It's not particularly hot to the touch, but this papery material that's completely saturated with hot water, it's hot. Feels kind of heavy. There's a rock or something in it.
No, as in he picks it up to bring it up. He's like, as he's trying to swim back up, he's like trying to tear it open before either he dies or the loop happens or something.
Okay. And I'll say, because you went to the bottom, did this, and then are getting back up, you will take half of 5 fire damage coming back up. What is Turner doing on all this?
God, I'm looking through my abilities. I'm not really finding much that would be useful in this particular thing, but he's just kind of keeping a close eye on what Crim is doing and is gonna try to get a look at whatever it is that he brings back up.
Okay. You see him emerge in his claws, mouth, something. Little package, something strange.
In this case, in one of his paws, as he's using his tail to propel himself up, alligator style. And then he tosses it to the ground and tries to tear it open.
Okay. Unnoticed by everyone else, frantically trying to get out of the water. People are beating against your wings, stepping on your tail. You're like elbowing you, trying to run away as you're all at the water's edge. Looking at this thing, you're able to easily shred and pull apart the paper. And you see a small emerald. Polished smooth. Oblong, mostly spherical. It's kind of cold to the touch, in fact.
May I roll some kind of check to determine if this is a spell component?
Yeah, you could roll Arcana if you wished. And needless to say, Alex, you would sense this is a source of magic.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Well, there goes my luck. Nat 1. He's too panicked. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to run over to Crim when I sense this. Does it have the same evocation magic that I sensed in the... That's
Yes.
it! That's what's causing all of this!
Oh, okay. Crim tries to destroy it.
As it's
It's
pulled
too
out,
late now.
as it's out, Turner's gonna try to see if there's any change in the water at all, at least in this area.
During you look, Nepo's still panicking, but the steam is clearing from the immediate vicinity. The boiling is gone. The water, if you were to test it, is hot, not boiling.
It's like a hot spring.
And as you look at the gem, prepare to break it, scrutinize the water, whatever each of you is doing, a few blinks later, you aren't.
Oh, hey, can I tell you one more thing? That's all right.
Mega
What
quick,
we
okay,
said?
sure.
All right. So, where would be by Huston, right?
Sure.
All right. How's he reacting?
Panicked.
All right. Wade is going to grab him quite forcefully. Sir, I know this might be a waste of time, but if this happens again, sir, you need to give me more so I can stop this. Tell me something personal so I can convince you you are the one who can stop this festival. Tell me.
We have to run. I told you about my teeth already.
I need more to convince you this is going to happen again.
I really like my teeth. He's squelch, running through the mud, trying to pull you now away from the water.
My God, it has to. Oh. Hopefully, it'll be enough, and then it snaps and.
That was my attempt at a harp sound.
Okay. Music change. Oh. And in this transition point, just want to say credits for the music, credit for all this awesome art we're using, the rules we're using, all this stuff. Feel free to look at the Discord link that should be visible on this stream where it's hosted. Join, it's all available for you.
We have a Discord. You can join.
We'll also have all credits posted in the VOD description once that is uploaded.
And
Real quick, Tal.
Yep.
Just remind me what the snake's name was called. The snake.
Sishal, Sishal.
S-I... What? Say it again.
Sishal.
H-A-L. Okay, got it.
And Gerdumble's festivities continue. The company wagons roll along Main Street towards the hot spring at the center of town. The topography around the town allows it to gather and retain so much warmth and humidity you wouldn't be able to tell it's only the second day of the first spring moon. Smiling faces chatter as visitors and locals stroll along, mixing and matching with the plentiful diversions and happenings of Export Day.
Wade once more is going to make a beeline to Huston, and it almost seems like he's echoing as well. If it seems like almost like he's on repeat. Sir, he grabs him by the shoulder. Do you recall what Mayor Shah is going to say for opening speech? And then as soon as Huston replies, he's going to say exactly what he replied with the first loop.
Your mouth was open, commanding someone to help clean out some more spider guts. This thing falls from your fingers and you rush up to him. He looks like he's about to say some greeting, pleasantly. But instead he catches his breath and then starts saying, indeed, roughly what he said before about, she says the same thing every...
Yeah.
How
and
did you...
Wade's able to just echo. Long story. I'll let everyone else know their thing before I continue this conversation. I'm sure you guys know where this is going to
go. Okay.
Turner, meanwhile, he was kind of like anticipating this was going to happen, and he knows that he wasn't too useful during back there, but there's at least something that he thinks he can do now, if at the very least to maybe give the others a bit more time. He's going to try to see where those caravans are, and then basically try to go over there and speak with whoever's leading them.
Okay. The elderly Anol? I don't know how to pronounce that. Anol, thank you. Couple who are running this sort of junk shop. Wish you luck as you scurry off. And, I mean, Huston's seems to be, officially or de facto, the guy who's sort of leading this caravan. He's at the front. Not the very front, but he's the frontmost person.
Okay.
He's
Honestly,
currently
this works out.
chatting intensely with Wade.
Wade, I think I need to go and fix that caravan that I accidentally damaged. It looks like it's about to collapse again. Can you slow these down, please?
Yes, of course. All right. Sorry, so we'll continue this another time, and he's gonna. All right, everybody, stop. We need halt for repairs, and he just tries to hold his arm up, and then just give a commanding bark to the caravan to get it to stop.
Okay. Resolve to will, and as you start doing that, Huston, have we done this before? Huh. And he just watches you.
Yeah. Actually, is Wade able to tug Huston along with him real quick?
Sure. Nama, what were you gonna do?
Oh, just what my part would be when...
Yeah, I got one too.
I'll just quickly finish this up then really fast. He'll kind of just realizing that, okay, yeah, he does remember this, and doesn't have to ask him the question about the drawing. Says, okay, it's good. Might want to calm the spiders. I don't know if I'll trigger any sort of reaction from them if they recognize me as the one, but... And if they kind of let him do his work, he'll kind of just try to start mending this thing back together. Just kind of, I guess, how would mending work? Would just kind of as he is hovering over pieces, they just kind of attach back together? Are they just, is it a telekinetic effect, or is it just he knows how to do this?
Well, you aren't using material components, right? You're doing a focus.
Yeah, he'd have he'd be kind of clicking his locket a couple of times as he's trying to figure this out.
Okay. If you don't have any particular thing in mind, I would say, yeah, you hold them in place, use your focus, say a word, do a gesture, and they snap together, mended.
Okay. This might take a moment. I'm sorry to delay this, I got a little overzealous back there.
With Wade barking orders, and you also having proven yourself more or less responsible for the caretaking, although you previously damaged it, of these wagons. Yeah. Guards stand by, and the caravan comes to a halt, allowing you to do this.
Last thing he would do is just hey, wait, I think others. Is it Officer Wade?
Lieutenant.
I think there were some others at the pool who were asking for who needed someone's help. I think I can take care of this.
All right, sounds good. I can be there in a jiffy. And then he'll scamper off. Huston, sir, with me, we need to have a conversation.
Okay. I switched maps just so we have this to look at, although time has passed since this.
Pass turn.
Pass turn. Can I go next?
Yeah.
Okay. Cashmere, he was in the midst of the ring toss game, each loop. He's actually going to try this time instead of just dropping him. To test his luck. Do I need to roll for this? Is it just like...
What are you trying to do?
Just toss the rings. So.
We're going to be on the 20th loop and you're just going to be able to sync all of them in one thing.
Guys, I got it! You can roll a ranged attack roll with a +1 bonus this time, because... Haven't you done this before?
He knows the tricks.
Ranged attack roll. I'm assuming that's a +5, so it's +6. Yeah, okay.
I guess I'm a fucking slut for 10 loop stories.
13.
Yeah, I can tell. Like, this is what we need to do. 13. Let's say you were given 5 rings. That's enough to land 3 on the peg. Game's rigged for sure.
It's what he's thinking. It's just like, this is rigged. It is rigged, right? He's looking at the carny. Yeah.
What was that? I forgot the species of that.
It was an otter.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Have to have one.
It was like, hey, it's not rigged. Your brain's rigged. Come off it.
I'll get it.
Actual gaslighting.
I'll get all 5 next time. He turns back quickly. If there is a next time, I'll make sure of it.
I'm giving him resolve.
Leaving already? Alright.
And he goes off to find Alex next. After that.
Roll perception. No, you find Alex.
He strolls up to Alex, What is Alex doing again?
So I believe when it resets, I was close to Crim.
Yeah.
And I was basically going to turn to him and say, okay, think we've got
Crim's
it.
gone.
Perfect.
Yeah,
He's already running to the springs. He's been running to the springs this whole time.
Cashmere strolls up like right as soon as he's gone. Just says to Alex, "Hey, how's it going?"
You remember this time again?
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of like, I'm not charging ahead full speed like Crim is, but I'm kind of jogging lightly towards the hot spring.
Yeah, Cashmere follows along as he's talking. Yeah, I remember. Did you figure it out? I still haven't.
Was Cashmere there when we made the realization?
No, he wasn't. He was on the other side of the spring, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's focused on other things, yeah.
Yeah.
There looks like there's a point at the bottom of the spring where there's some sort of emerald there, and it's channeling magic that's causing it to heat up. All we need to do is dive down there and grab it, and we should be good.
He'll nod and look off towards where Crim ran off. I'm assuming he's gonna go grab it?
What it looks like.
We should probably get there soon then. By the way, I'm Cashmere. I don't think we've met yet. Nice to meet you, Alex. Let's hope this doesn't happen a second time. Or a third time. Or... This is just the second time, right?
This is where we find out that everyone has a different number of the number of times this has happened.
We're on different tangents.
You meant 3, by the way. This is the 3rd time, right?
I suppose from certain perspectives, it's the first.
Right.
From a certain point of view.
You keep going out of character. It'd be amazing if some NPC's like, it's all pointless. I've done this 18,000 times. You fool.
Please just
Yeah, I think
end
that's what
me!
it's like.
For real this
Kill
time.
me. I already tried that. Have you guys seen Groundhog Day? Who's seen Groundhog Day?
Yes.
I have, yes.
I have.
Okay. Lots of material to pull from there, but
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
We don't want to put that in the credits too, do we?
We have to pay Bill Murray $8,000. No.
I'll mention this during the... a fun fact about it during the break. Continue.
All right. Well, I think. Well, actually, what is Wade doing first?
Oh shit. All right. He looks to again as the dragon hustling along, sir. I know this is going to sound unreasonable, but I need you to take what I'm going to say seriously. I stake my reputation on it. You feel deja vu because we've had this conversation 3 times before. Something terrible is going to happen. I'm from 5 minutes in the future. The water's going to boil and people are going to die. I asked you to tell me something personal, and you said you follow your left tooth before your right. Now, we need to delay this ceremony. We need to stop it.
Oh.
I know it's a lot to take in, but I need you to trust me on this.
Well, that's a doozy. I'd lose my left arm before messing up shipping day. I would. All right. I'm with you.
All right, we need to get to the mayor and stop the ceremony. If my friends don't stop it first, through something else, some other means. But thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
He's a bit more reactive than previous times. Seems a bit more willing to go along with it as he starts following you.
All right, what was Crim doing here? He's still chugging up.
By now he's probably diving in the water.
All right.
Sploosh. A much more pleasant sploosh this time.
Roll wisdom save. Do you remember to hold your breath?
And you find that same crack reinforced with metal, that same package neatly wrapped up this time, as opposed to the end of last time. And it's hot spring, especially here at this source. Enough to burn you if you put your head right in those cracks or something, but not nearly as dangerous as before.
Yeah, Crim picks this one up and hops out of the water, same as before. He hangs on to it, and he looks around for any of you guys, because he knows that you guys remember. I think Alex would have been the one who would be the most caught up, along with Cashmere.
Yeah. Those 2.
Okay, so Crim... Yeah, tell?
Between Crim and the others who are less furiously making the way towards you, Crim, someone is approaching in the middle. It's a black snake. Sashal, for those who have met her before, has hastily uncoiled from the tree and approached you, Crim. Keeping a distance, just watches you like holding up a hand tentatively.
Crim doesn't notice, or is ignoring her, for now, as he just tears the thing open, and then looks up, and then, since it's between, he would notice her. He's like, do you remember?
Probably all be able to be near enough to her to hear her words. She's focused on you. Hi. Remember what? I'm sorry. What are you doing with that?
This is gonna kill everyone. I'm taking it out.
Are you part of the ceremony? You're talking. That's what's going
I'm
on.
awakened!
Okay.
You should have that on son back.
I'm not sure what that means, but could you please put that back? It's important. I don't think it's gonna kill everyone.
This thing that makes everyone die? No, I'm not putting it back. It's gonna make everything boil super hot. How big is this again?
No. It's yay big.
As a quick reminder, I think Tal mentioned that there was like a couple other points where that was happening, so there might be multiple of these.
My character
Yeah.
doesn't know that.
Yes.
The emerald, though, is like fist-sized.
Oh, the emerald itself is fist size?
Yeah, the package is larger.
Okay. Crim says, he eats it.
Okay. Roll a... I will roll a reflex save against
Dexterity?
your reflex save.
Oh my
As
god.
she lunges forward,
How about you
springing.
roll it against my behemoth save DC?
Yeah.
And-
Striking like a viper, yep.
As this is happening, Cashmere and Alex are approaching, and I'll have Cashmere shout out, "It's a shawl!"
I got a 20, Namo. What did you get?
Definitely not a 20.
Okay. You're about to swallow, but you don't have the ability to move as quickly as her moving your head away or anything as she lunges forward, grabs it with her hand before it can be swallowed. What do you do?
He makes... You know how when a dog is hanging on to a toy and he really doesn't want to let go? He's kind of doing some dragon equivalent of like a growl hiss, and he's like, no!
Crim, you do not want to swallow that.
She
Then let's
reacts
go.
to her name, turning, but still like, like pulling, trying to fight you. Now that it's a strength
He lets
battle.
go just as one of her tugs, so she falls back.
Okay, she's falling back in a coil, hissing dismay. What's going on? This is a spring enhancer, guys. Why are you trying to ruin things?
Can I... what did she say? Where did she say she was again?
She said she's from Himbana.
Himbana. I gotta... Himbana. Cashmere will... walk up to, like, the two of them, and a bit of a smug smile will look down at her.
Wow.
You told me once you were from Himbana. Is that right, or did you forget?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You're really freaking me out, man. I'm supposed to be helping, and you're ruining it. This is you know this is a big ceremony.
Listen to me. If that thing is in the hot spring, and the mayor finishes her speech, everybody in there is going to die.
Actually, there are multiple.
There are multiple?
Uh-huh. And then he runs off and dives into the water.
Wait,
I
wait,
found
wait.
one here, and here. I know there are more. He only recalls seeing like 3 spots from his
I'm gonna-
investigation roll.
I'm
and he
gonna
doesn't know if
jump
there are
in
more.
after him. Okay, point me to where they are.
And you aren't able to hear as you do jump in, but the remaining 3 of you here say, "Yeah, there's," and then she like closes her mouth with her hand, and just like recedes, quivering, looking really uncomfortable with what's going on.
Cashmere will, like, bend over, like, kind of like, like, legs still straight, like, his full torso, like, horizontal now, bend over, looking down at her. I'm sorry, what was that?
Such a dick.
Okay, roll intimidation, please.
You see the hold it. See what comes.
DC for this is 12.
All
Or
right.
no, it's. Let me check.
Oh,
Well, you
nat
succeed.
20. I got a 21.
Okay.
Nat 20,
Let me
yeah.
see.
26.
Succeed.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would count as 26.
Okay. You look at her upside down, or maybe she's upside down. 4? There's 4. I was told to put them there to make things go well.
That's new.
Why? Do you know where I'm from, Mr. Hare?
Well, first of all, I'm Cashmere, since you forgot. And second of all, I think you've been lied to.
Oh, okay.
Listen, can you tell me who told you to set those up? And then I'll let you go, don't worry. I know you're not responsible for all of this.
She looks at Turner and Wade, who are presumably nearby, as well as a couple other people watching this scene with interest.
Turner was at the caravan trying to fix it.
Oh,
So
you're still there fixing it.
I don't know how long it will take compared to all of this, but
I think it's just Cashmere right now. The other two ran off.
Okay, so that's still happening. And you took Huston with you, Wade, to the springs, right?
Yeah. I think he's trying to like get to the springs and possibly seek out the mayor in the process.
Okay. I'm sorry, Snap. What was the last thing you said?
Just like, do you know who's responsible? Like, can you tell me who's responsible for this? I won't tell. Like, I mean, I won't blame you. I know you're not responsible.
Because you're a teenager, you're not responsible.
Yeah. The way you phrase that to her pulls words from her mouth. Well, there was a turtle I didn't know, an older man. He gave me a lot of gold. Please don't take it. And said 30 minutes before the event I should place one of the spring enhancer packages at each vent in the spring. The water there. He told me where they are. And I asked about it, and he said Trox made it. Oh, Trox, he runs a store here, and he says, I said I was interested. I said, how does it work? And he said, magic. And I said, how does the magic work? And he said, honestly, I don't know. And he laughed in a sort of funny way, and then I left, and I did it.
Cashmere will raise an eyebrow. Spring enhancers?
Yep.
Yeah, he said he was the manager of staff for this event. He said one person's grandmother died unexpectedly and he had to leave or something. They needed a swimmer. I can swim pretty well to do it last minute, so that's why I was going to be paid so well. He said they enhance the spring. They make it more suitable for the guests, for the big event here.
And where did he go? The turtle.
I don't know. He walked away. It was over on Mud Street. She does not laugh. It's just over there. I don't know. I guess he lives here or something.
Is that all you know?
I can do math. I can tell you about cooking. I don't know.
He holds up a hand. Thanks. I'll ask you about that next time. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
She clearly has an 8 wisdom.
Wow.
He will
Too high.
leave her be and go walk off to where, or more like speed walk over to where Alex and Crim are, saying out loud, "There's 4 of them." If they can hear
I think
him.
we're already underwater.
Yeah.
But, I
Never
mean,
mind.
over the course of that conversation, we probably would have surfaced with our respective ones that Crim had pointed out. So there's one more to find in the final pool.
Yeah, he'd yell and say, "There's 4 of them."
4? Oh, but I only found 3. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I think I'm actually going to throw up.
Before we resolve that, Turner, as you're doing these repairs, there's increasing pressure from the guard-type casual folk with this caravan, the onlookers, murmurs of, "I thought this was a schedule. I mean, I get that this is not the most rigid place, but still, I know, dear, it's absurd. It's Gonna sit here repairing it for this long? Some people are like nudging you, like, hey, really gotta get going.
With all due respect, I'm doing this faster than a mere mechanic would be able to.
Can we say, like, is this within line sight of Wade and Huston?
It depends on how far you guys went, I guess.
Unfortunately not. At the very start is when he halted the caravan, and it would take, 5 minutes to roll all the way to the hot spring.
Alright.
That's pretty far. You would certainly notice that the caravan isn't arriving as it usually does at this time, though.
I gotcha. I'll just do then.
Okay.
We don't want to have another accident. We almost lost a couple of lives back there.
Okay, roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh. Um, 17 on the die. I think I have a neutral modifier. Correct. 17.
Okay. Well, this won't work forever, and you sense that some of these people are gonna straight up try and hoist you out of the way if you stop this for this long. You are certainly able to stall it for, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And then who knows? So you make these repairs, make it prettier. Some folks are appreciating what you're doing, but there's only so much diversion to happen, and the main event
There's
is dead in the water.
There's admittedly just a little bit of indignation on Turner's face as he's doing this. Like, this isn't what he wanted to be doing here, but if it succeeds in what they're trying to stop, then he'll have to kind of just swallow his pride.
Take him on for the team. And okay, so meanwhile in Waterland, with this new intel from Cashmere, Alex and Crim swimming along. Yeah, you have 3 identical looking packages now in your possession, weighing about the same amount, kind of spread out throughout this collection of hot springs. She said there was 4.
Yeah. Crim's freaking out too much to know what that means.
Okay. Was there any sort of pattern? Was there a pattern to how the vents we found these ones next to were distributed?
They look like they were, from a water geology perspective, at the center of each of the sort of biggest pools, like where you would expect, okay, if there's a pond created by a hot spring, pretty much at the center of that pond, at the base, there's going to be the spring.
Okay, so they were in different pools of water?
Yeah, it's like, if you picture like a Rorschach painting or test, where it's like a bunch of ink blots and the bigger ones kind of cross over each other. That's sort of the collection of these hot springs. It is more or less one big pool, but it's connected by that.
Got it. Alright, so did we get these from the 3 biggest pools, then?
Yeah.
Can I identify a 4th biggest pool?
You certainly try. Could roll, I'll say nature or investigation.
Okay.
Which one's the true thing to do?
Actually, survival's a skill as well, isn't it? Nature, survival, or investigation.
Wait a second, this is a Pathfinder. Nature is bad on druids.
Well, no, there's on this system, I don't know if it's docs.
I wasn't able to take that because it would have been too redundant with people's skill sets. So we are going to go with survival, and this I am going to cast guidance.
I was just going to say that I believe in this rule, druids can use wisdom for nature.
Ah, nice.
Oh, Murdoch, good boy.
Same thing with clerics and religion, I believe.
That's Murdoch, everyone, on Will's camera. He's the best doggy.
Murdoch!
You'll be seeing a lot of him. Many of you already have.
Yeah.
I actually need to look at where I'm positioned on the screen.
13.
Yeah.
This is a very crucial roll.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm going to use Resolve to re-roll that.
Yeah, it's
That's a bit better. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
And well done, because this one is not... There aren't really any big pools, deep pools left. But putting it together, how the water might move, how these pools might have formed, in the time that you have, who knows how long that is, you are, with a bit of effort, able to identify, okay, maybe here, where there's this bridge 5 feet thick of water that spreads into 2 medium-sized adjacent pools. And sure enough, there is a vent at the deeper part in the murky water, and a package right next to it.
Alright, I'm going to pull it out.
Break time.
Fair enough. Okay. You pull out the fourth package, and we shall take a break, please.
We did. We saved the city.
We did it!
Alright,
Yeah.
back in about 10.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're back. Welcome back.
Light has been restored to my domain. Crim is, however, still just as frightened.
You dare bring light to my lair?
You must die.
I'm sure if someone has like a soundboard of that.
Wagon repairs ongoing. Caravan of wagons and spiders stopped. Wade and Huston, Water's Edge doing something. Alex, Cashmere, and Crim have recovered 4 packages weighed down by something inside each of them. And everyone's just relaxing. Surely the caravan will be here soon.
Or will it? Let me roll a sabotage.
Is Wade able to see everyone else like in the party? Well, the guys like the water crew.
Yeah.
I got you. Like, do they like? Are they able? Is he able to see the packages in their hands?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Oh well. That. It's quite a relief. I thought we were out of time. I was going to say, sir, we should delay, but let me meet with them. He'll go hold off and just say, "Is the job done? Did we do it? Did you do it?"
Far as I'm aware, this should be all of them.
Okay. I have an idea. Bucket.
Yeah,
He blurts this out to the others and does not elaborate.
Fox blinks rapidly.
Tell us, Crim, what is the bucket for?
We put water in it, and then we put the emerald in it, and then we show it to his. He freezes, deer in the headlights, as he tries to complete his own sentence.
We show it to the mayor and Huston. Fine work, excellent work, good man.
Oh, thank you. I did a good thing.
Cashmere just rubs the back of his head and like, oh, that's actually not a bad idea.
Like his token.
Yeah, are we able to find like a bucket or a similar receptacle around?
I can change the shape of the water to form it around the emerald, if need be.
Could also roll an investigation check to try and procure a bucket.
Does anybody have a bucket?
It's a hot springs. There's gotta be a bucket.
You see an uplifted squirrel fellow. He looks older and a ragged, drooping tail, missing some patches of hair, missing a tip of one ear. He's got an eye patch on. He's running a little stand somewhat close on Main Street, selling all sorts of tools, hardware. You see a pristine metal pail, the lovely grippable handle, just ready to be purchased.
Don't think it's going to work if we put it in a bucket. I think it had to be next to those vents in order to function properly. We can try.
Oh, okay, we'll try. But, okay. What if we put a vent in there? Wait, that won't work.
Is
More
Turner nearby?
rapid blinking.
I think Turner's still back at the wagons unless he wishes to see what's up after it's been a few minutes.
At some point, he couldn't hold them off anymore, right? So he'd come along.
Oh yes. Yeah. At some point, yeah, Wade would be like, yeah, I should inform them that we're good, and if it's able, he'll run back and just try and. Once he gets within 120 feet of returning, he'll just message like, they got the gems out, we're good.
He'll just kind of like whisper back. All right, I think I can stop stalling here then. Thank you.
Yeah, fine work, man. Good job.
Okay, then there'll just be kind of like, just like one last little snap as a bar just kind of like just wedges itself right into place and looks around. Apologies for the delay. It's not in pristine order, but I don't think anyone will be getting out of here now.
Ooh, some cheers and half-hearted applause. Not sure if they're making fun of you or actually happy.
Either way,
But,
you're taking it as that. Yeah. Go enjoy the festivities.
One of the guards claps you on the back. Hey, I think you did good. Thanks.
He's kind of like nods, puts his hat back on, which he probably had off while he was working. I'm gonna look for the lieutenant.
And the wagon wheels start to turn anew. It's been 5.5 minutes now.
And I asked about Turner because Cashmere was going to turn to him and ask him something, but instead he'll turn to Alex. Don't you know magic? Can't you figure something out?
What do we even need to figure out? We fixed it.
Yeah, but
The
someone...
speech is finished now, right? Because it was 5.5 minutes.
Well, Turner's delaying them.
Yeah, it seems the speech was set to start when the wagons arrived, but the wagons were held up.
Which means that it's not timed.
Out of character, I think it's tied to the words that she said. That's my theory.
Maybe.
Crim, go.
All I said was maybe. I think you're good, Nemo.
Oh. Crim shouts. Okay. So.
La
Now what?
da.
No, wait. Who put them there and why? We
Apparently...
can try something else.
Apparently a turtle, is what the girl told me. Yeah, a turtle.
But that doesn't narrow it down at all. There are plenty of turtles. There are sea turtles. There are land turtles. I know there are a few others.
Especially around here, you can see like 3 turtles just in immediate eyesight.
So Turner eyes on the scene. I believe there are tortoises as well. You guys, you found them? Or sorry, he only knows of the one. You got it?
Alex holds up a... Well, I guess they're not small bags, but like... Holds up one of the paper bread boxes.
Yeah, so it should be good.
May I take a look at it?
Opens it up and...
Okay.
Yeah, inside each is not identical gems, but each is an emerald of sizable size.
Okay. He would, if a simple check wouldn't work, he would cast Identify on it.
What are you trying to learn if it's like magical or what it does, or
Basically figure out exactly what this thing is. I don't have that one in my Google Doc to give the exact specifics of the spell, but gonna try to figure out exactly what this thing is, or is it? It can't be. Is it just a spell component as far as he can tell, or would it be like an Arcana check to examine it?
so you could roll religion, arcana, or nature.
I wonder which one I'm gonna do. I am okay. This is like the campaign where I'm actually gonna roll well because that's a nat 20 for a total of 30.
Okay.
Just
Now
so
that you say it.
anybody watching, I usually have horrible luck with rolls, so this is just.
Yeah, whenever Will rolls something, I'm always thinking to myself,
Hold your
alright, here
breath.
comes the one.
30. You know exactly what something like this is capable of. This is a gemstone. It is particularly, each of these are gemstones that are very capable of holding on to enchantments without any loss of power or issues. They're perfectly suited for, again, being enchanted with spell effects. This would not be a spell component in and of itself, but a spell has surely been cast on each of these. That would thus be the source of the spell, but not involved in the spell themselves. And emeralds as fine as these, very valuable, very expensive. They would be a small fortune to get all of them here, and because they're so fine, they would be capable of holding on to even very powerful spells without any problems.
Is he able to identify the spell that is trapped in this thing?
Identifying a spell. In the game rules
Does it
channel.
identify with a lowercase or an uppercase I?
The spell.
So you can try and study to identify the spell name, rank, and effect of a spell being cast, a spell effect, a ritual, or similar. I'll say since you have seen the result and you see the carrier of it, you could have a chance. I will say this is effectively on your spell list, so you'd have advantage. But you did not see the actual spell being enchanted onto this thing, so you'd have disadvantage, so it'd be a straight roll. And the DC may also be affected by it being a particularly rare or altered spell. So yes, you could do that, or you could straight up cast Identify.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say he said he was gonna cast Identify.
Well, I'll go ahead and do the roll first, and then because no harm in saving a spell slot. Like, I know I can do this as a ritual, but I want to try to do this before the speech. So I'd have
I'm
to
gonna
do my-
cast Guidance on him.
Oh, thank you. Let me grab my D4.
Very nice.
Give him a bonus to Arcana checks.
Oh yeah, and since we did go through a loop, does that mean Crim got an intermediate rest to heal?
Yeah, he's fine. I already took care of that.
21.
Did we get 2 intermediate?
21. That is a success.
How quietly doing a 10 plus spell level is.
Well, if it'd have to be higher than a 6th level spell for me to not meet the DC there. If it's 15 plus spell level.
You know of spells of transmutation change the properties of things. There's a spell that has been classified as heat metal. This is something like heat water.
Oh.
It is an enchantment that extends to its immediate vicinity and makes things much hotter. Water in particular for this alteration, and nothing else. Liquid water.
What rank spell?
However-
would that be? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's a second rank spell, I'll say, but it's been altered. So it's harder to classify.
Okay.
If your education and origins, you're probably used to classifying things in an orderly fashion, and this is more wild and altered than you'd be familiar with.
Okay.
And you know it's also been altered in a way to be triggered by something, a phrase, a time, a certain duration elapsed.
There it is.
It's not like it's constantly active, because right now it ain't.
Okay.
Turner.
Yeah.
Everybody, can you set the gems on the ground for a second?
Well, if the mayor starts speaking, these things are gonna go off any minute now.
That was my theory as well. The trigger was the words, so we could get these far away. But, well, one, fine work, everyone, but we don't know if this is what we had to do. Nor do we know who caused this.
Had to do for what?
for this to stop.
Oh,
You're putting a
Sorry.
lot of importance on us.
Well,
Can't be a coincidence
those in great power.
that the five of us seem to remember this.
Those in great power are the best one that's thrust upon them. But in any case,
And you're awfully quick to make it end. I mean, we've got all the time in the world, don't we?
I think I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown at that one.
I'd rather not have to fix that caravan again if I can help it, and also the screams of people boiling around me would also be nice not to have to hear.
yeah, I want our efforts to mean something.
I can agree there.
Huston, looking uncomfortable, is joining this circle. You all... sorry, let me get the voice right. You all... here again? Are you in cahoots even before what happened back there?
It's a long story, sir, but as far as we can tell, these gems
Is it?
are what caused... These
Wow.
gems caused the chaos beforehand. They heated the water. It was horrific. Well, you don't see it for a fourth time. But we need to get these out of here, and then monitor the festival as well, make sure it goes on uninhibited.
Turner wasn't... I was going to say, Turner wasn't there as you guys were talking about the bucks, but I think he would see that you guys have it there, and then, if you want proof, he'll just kind of toss one of them inside the bucket.
Do you have a bucket?
One of them did, and they had it full of water, right? Didn't they buy a bucket from that person?
Squirrel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they acquired a bucket from that person. Scratch that.
Huston's about to reply. He's got a scratching his ample cheek, peering forward at what you're talking about, but he's interrupted by the mayor doing something different. The wagons haven't quite arrived yet. Says, hello, sorry everyone, running a little bit behind, and what she says next is cut off because different conversations are washing over it. As you find yourselves amid Gerdumble's festivities continuing. The company wagons are rolling along Main Street toward the hot spring, yada yada, warmth and humidity, second day of first spring moon, smiling faces, plentiful diversions. It must have been 8-ish, 9-ish minutes, as opposed to the usual 5-ish minutes. You're back, what you're doing.
You've got to be kidding me.
Ring toss.
You can roll with a +2 this time.
Thank you.
Have a +2 what?
To his attempt on the ring toss throw game.
Oh, okay.
And he does worse.
11.
This is really agitated.
His bonus just gets getting higher and higher throughout the campaign.
Says the smug chubby otter. Hey, nice try.
His murder size.
You have resolve.
No, I don't. I don't think so.
I
Did
gave
someone
it to
give
you.
one to me? Oh. Nah, whatever. He just points. I'm gonna get you one of these times. Storms off.
Hey, leaving already? Okay.
Crim is running again. At least this time he's not screaming. It's like, okay, first get the emeralds, then he doesn't finish that thought as he just goes in. If Rashaw or whatever her name was tries to stop him, he will just scream at her and then dive in the water.
Yeah, Wade just gives a little sigh, and I'm gonna seek out Turner this time. He takes another drag of the seg. I think their lives are lost. For now, at least.
Sorry, say it again?
I think their lives are lost. For now, at least.
We stopped all those people from dying. What more do we need to do?
Obviously not that. Saving them, at least for now, it's not part of it. We should seek out whoever planted this, that turtle. If we could find a way to draw him out, perhaps he knows.
And at the same time, Cashmere will walk right up to Sishal and ask, "So, you're cooking, right?"
First, everyone please make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh man. Saving throw. Okay.
No, I got +0 for that.
Oh,
I plus
aren't
1.
my saving throw proficiencies. Did I? No.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out.
Why not?
Oh, fuck.
Remember, we got that jack of all saves rule, right?
Yes.
So I think
And I'm gonna get fucked.
I'll use my resolve on that one. Sure.
sorry, trying
I
to
can-
understand how this one works. Okay, so +5.
30, 20.
And I should say for this, needless to say, this is a mental thing. You just feel a little bit weird at the start of this loop, is what I'll say while you're rolling.
Okay, never mind. I'll just stick with the 12 then.
Oh, okay. Got him.
I'll just say it's not, whatever you're doing, it's not going to work, Tal. Because I got another nat 20.
Oh, come on.
God.
I don't know, okay?
I got a dirty 20.
You're on the watch list, mister.
The moment Will rolls well.
I feel like MJ
Nope.
right now.
Well,
Look,
I got
think
a 9.
after the last 4 years,
Yeah.
I think I built up some trust with all the shit that I've had.
Okay. Cashmere, Crim, and Turner, you're a bit resistant to this, but you all would start to feel. So the way this works in terms of resting resources, out of game meta talk here, your bodies are refreshed. You know, you're doing what you were doing. Your wounds are as they were from that previous battle, and you know the amount of energy you have. Everything is biologically reset. But it's not like you're getting peace of mind. It's not like you're sitting down in a quiet place to chill. It's not like you haven't expended energy, even if it's kind of back to you. So you are still getting wear and tear through all this. The second thing is the way you keep doing this, it's starting to feel like a stage play. There's this sense of derealization. Like, is this real? This has happened again. I'm just taking my place. Okay, back to the spring, talk to this person. Okay, they don't know who I am. So, Crim, Turner, and... is it Cashmere, right?
Yeah.
You'd be able to understand this as probably psychological phenomenon, just resist it. But the rest of you might feel a little bothered by this.
Alright. So did this loop, did it happen at the same point in time? Did it reset at the same point in time as the last ones, or was it delayed?
it was
Delayed.
delayed by like 3 or 4 minutes this time.
Yeah,
So it wasn't a set time that it happened. Someone or something activated or triggered it. However, we can be fairly confident that the trigger was not the speech from the mayor because it didn't happen that time.
Yeah.
So something else triggered it. Anyway, even though Wade said that their lives are lost, the first thing that Crim's doing, now that he knows where each one is, he's just sprinting to pick those up as the first thing he does the loop.
Okay. Yeah, so you, again, takes you and Cashmere a minute to get back there. Crim, wow, they're still there, just as you first encountered them. And after another minute of, honestly, probably pretty pleasant swimming through the hot spring and all the people watching what you're doing, watching your antics, coming up with strange things. What's that? Who knows? Yeah, another moment later, you'd be on the shore with those things in hand.
And Cashmere would distract Sishal and say to her, "You're gonna show me where a turtle is, okay?"
She's still on the tree this time. Oh, hi, Mr. Hare? Do I know you?
No. Anyways, listen. I'm looking for a turtle. I think you know him. He told you to plant some spring enhancers. Can you tell me where he is? Like, more specifically. I need to go find him.
Oh, yeah, you're part of the show too. I guess I'm sort of a last-minute addition. Yeah, let's see. So he told me that Trox made these packages. I saw him over on Mud Street, right over there. But this was yesterday, so I don't think he's still there. I mean, totals move slowly, but come on.
Wow.
But he works for the committee, whatever it is,
Oh.
right?
Is he... She looks over at, the government seat. There's no turtles there. I think so. He said he... Yeah, he said he's part of the event. Don't know, weird guy. But Trox, he's a childhood friend. He's her dad. He's pretty cool. I know where his shop is. Or we could go turtle hunting, I guess. Isn't it about to start, though?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Would Trux know?
It's Trox.
Whatever.
Gosh.
Would he know?
Well, he made them, the spring enhancers, so he's gotta.
Okay. I'm gonna go look for him. Thanks.
Wow.
Okay, bye.
That's it. So at this point, Wade was leaning against a wall. He was a little. He looks around and realizes what happens. He gives a little sigh. Pulls out a cigarette. It was the same cigarette that he actually burnt up in the last run, but it's all new now. He gives a little flick of his finger, lights it up with presto. He looks to Turner. Do you want to take a rest loop?
Say that
Wow.
Resolve.
again. Wait, say that again?
Do you want to take a rest loop?
Take a rest loop?
Yes, I fear we're in this for the long haul.
Well, we're only on our 4th rotation now. Let's not get too lazy here. We don't know if this is
I
going
just
to
want
be indefinite.
I just want to make sure your mental conditioning is all right. I know I think it's frazzling.
I think I'll be fine.
All right. Once more into the breach, and then he'll walk out and he gives a side look to Huston, but he's like, "Yeah, not worth it." And he gives he'll go over to Cashmere report.
He'll just say to him, say to Wade, if you want to be the distraction for the mayor this time, by all means.
All right. Fair enough.
Cashmere will just tell him with a sigh, I'm going to Mud Street. You can go do whatever you want to go do.
Is that... Wait, who's that to?
That was to Wade, because he asked.
Oh yeah, I see. Gotcha. I can delay the festival, but I fear... I don't know if it'll accomplish much.
It'll buy us time.
I don't know if we want to delay the festival.
Well, when I was fixing that caravan last time, it gave you guys an extra, 7 minutes?
We already have them now. I want to see what happens if the speech goes on as normal, but we have them this time.
He kind of paused to think about that, looking at this from considering it from a scientific method. He kind of nods.
Yeah, it's a decent theory. All right. Well,
What's up?
To the mayor then.
Okay. So yeah, basically an observation moment since we have them. We just kind of let things run their course till, I think.
Oh.
Is that
Yeah.
You guys agree with that?
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah, Cashmere will still go off to go find Trox, though. We can
Okay.
do that, separately.
And are you being somewhat clandestine about your recovery of these packages, Crim? Or are you sort of waving hey, I got them to your allies?
Crim does not know what subtlety is right now, so he kind of just...
Okay.
Everyone sees... Everyone... He's not hiding.
No.
Then Sashal would see this and definitely approach after finishing that conversation, dismayed as before, saying those spring enhancers, what are you doing? You're going to ruin everything.
As one small thing, could we actually go to Huston and not only repeat the first line he says, but the line in reaction to that line? and just to see if you can do it.
You can. It's pretty close, but the inflections and such aren't the same. The situation, the timing is a little different. It's not like a robot doing pre-programmed responses, but it's close enough for sure. And
I got
again,
you.
you
Sorry,
impress
sorry.
him.
All right. So that's what I wanted to do. Anyway, go ahead.
Crim opens his mouth and closes it a couple of times. He's like, "Well, I already got it out. They're not spring enhancers. The turtle who gave them to you is actually might be trying to kill everyone. So, where is he?"
That's... Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
Oh, good. I'm bad at
No, no.
those.
I need to make more of these. Fuck, man. Because I got
12.
Go on.
Kind of gloss over this. She puts up some half-hearted resistance, but ultimately seems to defer to you as understanding what's going on better than she does. She anxiously follows you, asking some prying questions, but is fairly uncertain and fairly easy to ignore if you wish.
Hey, Tal, quick question. Do I regain? Or no, I didn't cast a spell. Never mind.
Okay. Meanwhile, on Mud Street, a quick 1-minute walk. Wow, new area! Whoa! In fact, in celebration of this new area, here's a little new map-a-reno. You would know that this little area of Mesozu region is where Gurdumble is. And that little big standout tree with the orange foliage is the demarcator of where Gurdumble is on a map at the base of these mountains, the Three Kings Mountains. Just some nice new little scenery.
Okay.
Wow, this is a big street.
All right.
Wow.
Mud Street. Yep. Mud Street seems to be a residential area, and perhaps as a funny joke, or it's aptly named, the sign that points down Mud Street is covered partially in mud, and it's a little hard to read. Some of the houses are submerged partially. It's kind of real wetlands, like less viscous mud. But most of the drier parts of the street have buildings as well. You sense that probably a lot of buildings around here aren't more than a story, and 2 stories are rare because it's unstable. It's like landslide risk. You're kind of sloshing around anytime you move right off the immediate street. But just like the rest of Gurdumble, there's calls, there's shops. It's not as much as on Main Street, but there's tourists aplenty here, and that festive transactional atmosphere is still here.
Right. Cashmere will speed walk his way through the street, kind of not trying to not pay attention to the wet swamp he's stepping in, and he'll make his way to where he believes Trox is, his shop.
Okay. One moment. You see a 1.5-ish story building. Crate and a barrel in front of it, a simple wooden doors, a couple alleys on either side with gates, and a nice old shop sign hanging out in front of the main door. Trox's Satchel. And there's a silhouette of some type of feline, and there's like a stick with a sack hanging from the end of it, like, you know, the thing people run away from home with in movies, like they put all their possessions on the thing they tie around the tip.
Oh, yeah.
There's a name for it, but that's what the silhouette is. Doors closed, there's a couple windows. In fact, it looks a little bit like this. I'm gonna put everyone's token here just so we can see, unless we can see okay with Cashmere.
I can see.
Shock Satchel.
Uh-oh. I've lost sight.
I spelled it with a CKS.
You guys can't see?
I can now see with Cashmere. That's good enough.
Trox, okay. I see. Alright. Cashmere will walk up to the front door and impatiently knock on it.
Knock, knock, knock. You hear a meow from inside.
He assumes that means come in and steps inside.
Front door's locked.
Oh. He's a little surprised, actually. He jingles the doorknob and knocks louder. Anybody home?
Another belated meow. Sounds like a feral cat, not like a humanoid, uplifted cat voice necessarily, but hey, they're probably pretty good at mimicking it.
Ah.
You
No
said there are
one comes-
windows?
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of out of options, and he doesn't have the time.
Ironic.
He shakes his head and just says, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this, whatever. He grabs a sticky rock off the ground, chucks it through the window.
Shattering glass, bunch of gasps. Hey, what are you doing? This guy just... What? Watching aghast at you in broad daylight break a hole in this window of this shop. No one moves to stop you immediately. It doesn't look like there's any guards or something in this whole town, maybe? But you've broken and able to enter.
He looks around, maybe even does a perception check. I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
Maybe they're hiding, who knows?
Oh, I thought it was going to be another nat 20 in this campaign.
13.
Session.
Okay. So there's 3 windows that are visible. One, the one you just broke. One is a smaller one on the left side of the door, and the third is a big one on the first and a half / second story facing the street outward. Like there might be an attic or room or something up there. But as for where you just broke in, you see a shop with no one in it. There is a kitty cat. Where's the kitty cat?
Here's the kitty cat.
Where's the kitty cat? I thought there was a kitty cat. One sec.
We'll check
Okay,
it
Whose
let's
out.
go.
camera?
We'll
This
talk.
cat. Yeah.
Oh, there's a kitty cat. 2 kitty cats there that just phased into being on the left.
Oh,
they're
I
both
can't face the wall. Thank you.
Yeah, bunch of desks, displays. There's herbs, bark, alchemical type stuff. Small chests open. There's beakers, liquids, sort of kits and components, I suppose, on display if you're approaching this from a magic or alchemy perspective. But also some pleasant bushes and trees, and it's a nice little shop. It's got a homely, tight atmosphere. There's bigger jars and things of fluid on the north, some papers on this desk here. It's pretty much true to this map. There's a door on the top left. It leads to a backyard, garden, something like that. And maybe another door around the corner here.
Okay.
On the back of the... Well, on a little hook right next to the door on the inside, there is hanging a quiver with some arrows in it. There's a nice rug on the ground. Anything else you wish to know?
No, not at the moment. Cashmere will look around and sardonically look at the cats in Kisong, his other language. He'll ask, Trux isn't around here, is he? Oh, man.
Meow. Takes a few steps and starts licking its paw.
He just groans. Here I go breaking a window. Alright, I'm already this far. And he'll round the corner here.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
There's faces at the broken window watching what you're doing. Let me check something.
Okay.
Mr. Criminal.
Mhm.
If you do, roleplay amongst yourselves.
Who? I think Crim's still. Does Crim know about this? I don't think so. I think you went off on your own, yeah?
Yeah, Cashmere just went off on his own. So
Okay.
if somebody wants to like follow him, they're welcome to.
Yeah. I think we might want to get the whole party because you might get gangbanged.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be good information to have for the next loop.
Wow.
Yeah, I suppose I should be the first to say it, much irrelevant it is, but with this tether in time, it could be that the 5 of us are, for all practical purposes, immortal.
Well, I already gave myself an extra 400 years, so I don't know how much that really is.
Fair enough.
Remind me to
I always forget
ask you
that
about that later. Well, if this is immortality, we kind of got the shit end of the stick in that regard, didn't we?
Finer words cannot be said, but
Maybe we should just try to find a place to. Hey, where'd the rabbit go?
Meanwhile,
did he tell us where he was going, or did you? I forgot.
He mentioned he was going to find either someone or go somewhere.
He said he was going to Mud Street.
Yeah, Mud Street.
All right, I see. Well, with this tether in time, these people are not going anywhere fast. Shall we?
Go after the hare.
Yes. Yeah, perhaps he could use some backup. I don't trust.
Okay,
this turtle.
I guess so. I already took out all the emeralds, so I'm just gonna. Bye. He says to the Shah, who, sorry.
okay, bye.
Except for Crim.
Well, think about it this way: if he gets himself into trouble, that'll be good intel for the next one. Yes, I said it in character this time.
I kind of want to stay here and see what happens.
Fair enough.
Okay. Do you want to hang on to one of these for things?
Sure.
Crim, you have one extra. He'll have the other 3. He'll just kind of carry them around for now.
Just in case, even though it's meant to only heat the water specifically, you might not want to hold it.
It's okay. I'm dry and scaly.
Well, considering how much of our body composition is water, it's probably not that in depth.
And back in Trox's satchel. Does a 12 hit you?
No. His AC is 16.
Fucking called it.
The rug upon which you step lurches up, trying to smother you. Everyone roll for initiative.
Oh my god!
That is awesome.
Sure. Well, Tal, are
Right out of
we in
Harry Potter and the whatever it's called?
Are we in tactically relevant distance for initiative?
We'll probably have to lose a turn or two.
No, you are. I think it's been minutes, but perhaps. I mean, we'll see what happens. You're still in initiative.
I have resolve. I'm gonna roll that again. I'm tired of having low initiative.
How do I
Yeah.
roll for initiative on here again?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, you should be able to now. I didn't put it in combat mode.
That is a nat 1.
I'm just curious because, like, 1 minute of time in D&D world is like you will never actually get to the fight.
That
So
is
I'm trying to remember how we do initiative on this on Foundry for this one.
And remind me, Tal, is resolve, is that just you take the second option instead of like an advantage?
We're doing advantage rolls, I think.
It's advantage.
Okay,
Right
then
click your
11.
token and click the cross swords. You can modify it.
Okay.
How do you do the initiative on this again? Man.
Okay,
Right click your token, click the cross swords, and then you can roll and modify the number after if you wish.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What?
Did I roll?
Thought I did. Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, we got the same initiative. What's your agility, Wade?
+3.
Mine is -1.
Okay, I'll turn mine to 7.
Okay, mine is actually a 15. Okay.
11 for me.
I hope it cuts back to all of us that we're not even running, we're just casually walking over.
Yep.
He's just getting his ass beaten.
Why are you even
Well-
giving us initiative if it's just going to be that?
I don't know. Maybe Cashmere dashes out, say, "Hey, over here," and then it's irrelevant. Maybe
Yeah.
Huston's a 12th level wizard and cast teleportation circle. I don't know.
Maybe we hear a commotion and we're like, oh, let's book it.
Just in case, though. And just keep in mind for this, meta-wise, try to remember that, hey, you're not here, you're not seeing what's happening. Cashmere, your turn. What do you do? Oh,
What?
you're surprised.
Oh,
You should roll
wait,
with disadvantage,
wait.
I think, right? Yeah?
I have alert.
You're not
Uh,
surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Nah, I think he still is.
Wait, I forgot. Wait. Something.
God damn it, Doc.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
Okay, never mind. I thought there was something that keep me from getting surprised, but I guess not. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I already rolled twice, so, and I would have 6 actually for my initiative.
Does surprise like give you disadvantage on your initiative?
Yes.
Rogue was smothering.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
instead of what it used to do.
I see.
However, since I have alert, would anybody like to swap?
I'm gonna say you can't do that in these circumstances.
Okay, that's fair.
What do you do? Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
turn again. Sorry, because you got a 6.
Well, that
Um,
would be the rug's turn as the attack it tried to make. There's no such thing as like a surprise round. He just rolls initiative with disadvantage.
Hmm.
I think we can discuss this after session.
Yeah.
How we want to go about that better.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair for now. Okay, fine. Cashmere's turn then.
Startled, he will leap up and away.
Is that a feature that makes you avoid opportunity attacks?
Well, actually, I do have Scurry, which means if they miss a melee attack, I can use my reaction to disengage.
I think they just did that, didn't they?
Did they?
On their turn, they attacked you.
Yeah, and that was within melee range? Question mark?
Yeah, he's really on top of it, so I think that would be about as in melee range as you can get.
Okay.
Okay.
How does Scurry happen?
It just says, when an enemy missed you with a melee attack, you may use your reaction to disengage. Until the next time you end your turn, your movement does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So, jump up and away!
I stabbed. I'm a scurry.
Yeah.
The rug better have like a feature where it just like pulls out from under you and makes you trip.
So, just gonna move back a bit. And he's gonna squint at it. Oh, my... kidding me. What will he do? Give me a second. I think he's gonna just analyze it. Is that perception?
You may use study as a bonus action,
Study.
which will be Arcana or History.
Connor history.
And we got another half hour left after this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like I was like thinking, yeah, we're about to end. It's like, oh no, we got a whole extra.
This is history. It's the same.
Oh.
It's the same, but you know.
That's your second nat 20 on with a +1 bonus.
Yep. 21.
Okay. 1 sec, reopening rules, study. I mean, needless to say, that'll be a success against this rug. Study. Study. There it is. Okay, This is a rug. It is attempting to smother you. It is a rug of smothering. It would be classified as a construct. It is a rug that's been created for this purpose or animated for this purpose. I'll have to review how to do study information after this, but what else do you wish to know?
I mean, can it be damaged?
Yes.
Is that like something I can ask? Yeah, okay.
So would that be?
Is that one of
be
the
like
questions?
Ballpark HP.
Yeah, ballpark HP, I'll ask that.
I think I fall into that category.
About 30.
30? Is that all I get?
Also, you can get one more piece of information.
Is it possible I can ask how to disable it? Not like defeat it, but like disable it.
You know, being a construct that is just a rug doing this stuff, it would be susceptible to anti-magic feature. That'd be a great way to disable it. Otherwise, if you were its creator, animator, commander of some kind, maybe there's a passphrase or some item, a stone you bring close to it to know that it's safe, something like that. You don't have that knowledge. The only other way to disable it would be to shred it.
He rolls his eyes. If only the bird were here. He's gonna take another step forward and unsheath his spear.
Okay.
He has a folding spear on his hip. When he brings it out, it snaps to its full length. And I believe I can attack it from this range?
Yeah, spears have reach, right?
No, they
No,
don't.
they do not.
They don't.
Oh, if you have it mastered, you can if you use it with two hands and you chose Flex as its mastery property.
You're 10 feet away, you can't reach it.
Okay, well, I only moved back 15 first time. 5 again, I'll just move it forward again. He's gonna stab it!
Okay.
20 plus 5, I believe.
Hit.
Thank you. And 1d6 plus dex mod?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're using it one or two-handed.
Or-
I'll say two-handed.
It's a D8.
D8.
Okay.
Okay.
Could have had a D8.
Spear, 1d6 piercing. And it's, well, isn't it strength if you're using it in melee? It doesn't have
monk.
finesse.
He's a monk.
Monk.
Ah, it's a simple weapon. Okay, got it.
13 damage.
Max
Wow.
roll?
Yeah, max roll.
It has no mouth with which to scream. Doesn't seem to feel pain. There's simply a hole in it now as it continues attacking you.
That is his turn. He had a reaction, a bonus action, and an action.
Oh, your action wasn't technically not on your turn, so you have it back, but
Yeah.
I'll say, regrettably, at least on this loop, everyone's probably just only recently leaving the hot spring right now. When you get close to Mud Street, see a commotion. But this is happening in a matter of seconds, not minutes.
Sorry, I got beam for you.
I turn again. 19 to hit you.
Yes, that hits.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Awesome.
It batters you for 11 bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
It's a good hit.
Probably shouldn't hang around with that thing too much.
And it's... Okay, the damage doesn't happen immediately. That'll come in a bit. But as a result of the hit immediately, it is grappled around you, or it's grappling you. You can't see, you're blind, you are restrained, and you're at risk of suffocating as it's pushing itself all around your head.
So wait, do I have a reaction here?
You always have a reaction unless you've spent it.
I have, deflect attacks.
Okay, what happens there?
When I'm hit by a physical attack, I use my reaction to deflect it, reducing the damage by take by 1d10 plus monk level plus dex mod. So 1d10 plus 6.
Okay. So you can do that, keeping a space around your head.
Okay.
But you're grappled, you can't move, you're restrained, blinded, beginning to suffocate. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than the rug. And it can move. On your turn, you can attempt to escape. Or at the end of each of your turns, you automatically get a chance to escape, I think.
He makes a save at the end of each of his turns.
Can he also spend his action trying to escape?
No.
Oh. Okay. In addition, this door bursts open. A flying knife block, one might find in a kitchen, comes out, rotates towards you, and flings a knife at you.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Why aren't you going alone?
Actually, not one knife, 4 knives.
Oh no,
What
it's
the fuck?
It's the scene from JoJo.
To hit you, 12, 18, 23, and 9.
It's 16 is my EC.
Okay, so 2 hits. You are punctured by a couple knives. You take 14 piercing damage.
So he's taking
Okay.
21 damage already. Is he still up?
He has 4 health.
And
Alright, note to self, never go alone.
you can't see what just happened. It sure felt like something stabbed you. Is there someone in the room with you? You're blind. In fact, I won't even reveal what happens next. I probably shouldn't have done that one either, for meta purposes. Something else is trying to stab you. How does this one work? Ah, okay. This will actually be 4 more attacks as well. That is 2 hits.
Alright.
That is 14 more damage.
Okay, well, he
Did we just get
collapses.
Kaizo trapped? In session 2?
Well, in fairness, he went alone. This would have been spread out potentially among 5 different people.
Cashmere, bleeding heavily, collapses to the floor.
Yeah, and now we get to see if death is undone by the loop.
Okay. The last thing you see is this thing you're trying to deflect. It's grappled tightly around your head as your vision fades to black.
You know, do you think if we die, the loop will undo it? I'm sure.
That's a bit of a more thought.
Yeah, well, hopefully not a relevant one.
And a few moments later, the rest of you would see a crowd of people around a particular shop on this muddy mud street. You see one person, some fish woman with bright scales and stripes, is currently clambering in. More people are trying to get in after her. What do you do?
Oh, but no.
What did that idiot do?
What happened?
We shall see. Cashmere, Wade will break into a little sprint.
Okay.
It's a different type of chaos. This time, calls of he's crying, he's bleeding out. Get that rug off of him. What is this? Trox, are you there? Trox! Cashmere, you are dead.
Oh.
Did they keep on just stabbing him?
You would see as you get to the window. The knife block is... You see a knife block on the floor, a bunch of knives in Cashmere puncturing through a rug that is currently wrestling with other people trying to pull it off. There's also an empty quiver on the ground. There's a few arrows in Cashmere. There's no sign of any cats here. Just a crowd fumbling for bandages, asking for healers.
Oh God, we're not going to get an answer to that, are we? He's kind of just trying to charge the people too to get a look at him.
It never gets easier. Wade will try it if he gets within distance. Try to cast a healing word on it. Still, I use the spell slot.
Fair enough. Cast healing word. Some wounds close. That's about all that happens.
Yeah.
But there's some sighs of relief, and people are pulling you forward to try and help him, seeing you do this spell that's well known enough. People probably recognize it.
Yeah. He sees him and is he able to tell that Cashmere's dead?
Yeah.
I don't think Cure Wounds works on corpses. Just FYI.
Okay, yeah, maybe the wound wouldn't close then. That's fair.
You'd have to use Mending.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's all I know.
It never gets any easier.
How much time has passed? How much would it feel, Tal?
Well, when you ask that question, I wonder if you happen to know of any timekeeping devices.
So, for what it's worth, I am still back at the hot spring.
Okay.
Okay, then, he's just kind of grabbing his little locket and just trying to think about what time it was.
Okay.
You could find out on the next loop.
You look at the watch for the pocket thing for the first time, and it's 1:06. It feels like it's been a little over 5 minutes since you were leaving those Anole people.
Should be any second now. He's kind of just looking back at Cashmere.
I hope he finds.
Wait, it's only been 5 minutes?
Yeah. What were you saying, Bugle?
I was saying, I hope you find the piece of success in another life you couldn't find in this one, friend. So looks down at Cashmere.
Okay. What is Crim doing here? If you
nothing.
Want to, yeah, okay.
You can't even get inside because he's too big.
No, he's actually, when he's not large, he can get inside. He just doesn't know what to do here. He's kind of looking around, trying to figure out why he even came here.
Okay. And the mood settles on the folks with that pronouncement from Wade. From panic, anxiety to anger, confusion. And we move now to Alex. I believe this time the caravan of wagons is uninterrupted.
Correct.
Okay. Then, it would have been about 5 minutes then that they arrive. Unless, what are you doing, Alex?
Just observing. Kind of anxiously hoping people don't die this time.
Well,
A little late for that.
You and you alone, Alex, get to witness as things play out fairly identically so far to the first loop. The speech goes nearly just as you remembered it the first time. People seem to be in the same positions. And she says, finding my place here. One sec. I swear my notes are somewhat orderly. Control F, prosperity. May this wonderful silk tie peace and prosperity into the many communities of Bose. And there's applause. And Huston is beaming with a note of anxiety, like he's expecting something. Some other folks you would notice. Could you roll me a
insight? Perception?
Perception or insight, I suppose, Alex, since you're just observing.
Be right back.
This was Pathfinder. Those would be the same thing.
Yeah. Two.
22.
Okay, and is there anything in particular you're really eyeing in, or just taking in everything?
Just kind of taking in everything.
Okay.
Mostly making sure that the water doesn't start boiling again.
Okay. The water definitely is not boiling again. And that's because, or I shouldn't have said that, you have the 4 spring enhancers with you now, right?
He has one of them. Crim has.
I think Crim has the other 3.
Okay. Yeah, around that time, I think. This gets confusing sometimes with so many loops. I believe around that time, though, the emerald might tingle or shake a little bit in your possession. Mud near your feet might kind of shift as it gets more liquidy. If you're by the water's edge, that might start to boil. But otherwise, there's no effect. And there's a few people in the crowd who have that same sort of anticipation and an anxiety that you might be feeling, that Huston seems to be displaying. They're not many, but they're there, with your keen eyes taking in every expression. There's plenty lackadaisical applause, like, oh yeah, cool, what's next in the celebration? Look at this trinket I just bought, Mom. And there's some who... Shouldn't something be happening? But she steps down. The caravan goes on a road along the hot spring, continuing forward towards presumably the edge of town.
Alex lets out a huge sigh of relief.
Meanwhile, we're all like, why isn't it
Blissfully
happening?
unaware.
Dramatic irony.
Yeah. And yet, a few seconds later, for some beholding a riddled corpse, some beholding the sky looking for answers, maybe, some
Turner
beholding...
holding his clock and anxious, just like
Yeah.
patient.
At about 5.5 minutes or so, it feels, roughly. Maybe it's 6, maybe it's 5 1/4.
What do you mean it feels? We have a watch.
Oh, okay. 15 seconds or so from that 106 mark. Blink, blink, colors shift, things move. Are you moving? No. Just your perception is. It's the second day of the first spring moon. Gerdumble, warm, muggy, festive atmosphere. Cashmere. Last thing you remember was your vision fading to darkness, your heart racing before losing strength. Now you're fit as a fiddle. Ready to throw that ring?
Wait, hang on. No, this is mechanically important. What's his HP?
Yeah, he had -10 from that.
Well, 0.
Technically, intermediate rest does not restore death. That's a good point.
Yeah, he gets around that he just falls unconscious, just flat on the floor. Giving up already?
Yeah.
That better not be what happens.
No. These are special circumstances that I did not plan for.
Did not
I can
plan
imagine.
for.
You... What was your HP? I might fine-tune this after, but let's say your HP is midway between what it was previously, before that combat, and 0.
I hope there's some runs where we're low on resources, so we're just like, alright guys.
So half?
So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess half.
he had taken 21 damage and had 4 HP left, so...
No.
No, I was trying
He
to
had-
do my math. I guess,
He has max 22, and like he ended off. He took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he took 7. Or he left with -10. So
So you're fit as a
Wait,
fiddle,
hang
but
on.
mentally you remember, wow, that was brutal. They took something out of you, so that's why you're not full HP.
what
No.
is he at?
What's up, Dom?
So, Tal, what did you said, like, between before combat, you said?
Yeah, that is what I said.
Okay, so that means that he is at 11, not 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he started at full, and then combat started, and he died. So that's 0. So that's 11, right? Snap?
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
Yeah, just making sure, because all of you guys were doing like math into negatives, or what his HP was before the death blow. No, it's before combat. That's what Tal said.
Okay.
It's just half.
Not full, yeah.
Yeah, Cashmere drops the rings, suddenly going stiff, and drops to his knees, panting heavily. He shakes uncontrollably.
The other heaves himself up, comes up to you. Hey, but what's wrong? You're fine, buddy. What, do you have a heart attack or something?
I need to go.
This time, Crim does not run to the springs. He runs to Cashmere, so I think he would have seen this by now.
Wait as well.
Yeah, Turner's thinking the same thing.
Alex is extremely confused. But we need to.
Oh, good. You're alive. Okay, come on. And Crim tries to pick Cashmere up with his mythic build.
He just lets it happen. Yeah, he's still a little too stunned.
Fun fact, Crim can act as a mount. You are now mounted on Crim. He is going to the springs.
Alright.
Well, you're hoisted up. You're on this dragon now.
Turner
You're
will,
patting yourself like, wasn't I stabbed there? But there's nothing there. You're pretty sure.
Turner will explain to Alex, he died.
Now, Wade will go running after Crim and Cashmere.
You just kind of say that quietly to Alex.
Crim, wait, I think he needs a minute.
We don't have that time, but I'm gonna just let him. He's on my back. I'm walking
in
carefully.
the world, my friend.
No, we don't. Let's go.
And echoing Wade, couple words, or couple people speaking as you rush by. Hey, take your time, friend. Hey, what's the rush? And I'm sure you ignore them.
This time, Crim's a little less panicked. He's a little more used to this now, and he's like, okay.
Alex is going to mention. Well, the good news is it works. If we get the emeralds out of there, it doesn't happen.
Oh, okay. Then that's one thing for sure. Cashmere? He kind of turns his head back. What happened? How did you stabbed a lot?
It's so nice that it worked. I stepped on a carpet and died.
Carpets don't have knives.
Are you alright? Stupid question, you're not alright. You're among friends, Cashmere. I want to know, can you push on? Are you alright?
He sighs and says, Dragon, whatever your name is, put me down.
Oh, okay.
What are they?
Oh, you died?
What species were they? Who were you looking for? Was it the turtle?
I don't know. He's sitting on the ground.
Do you need time?
Time?
I
think we all need time.
Indeed, we do, but if you need a second to rest, I think you've more than earned.
Hey, Crim.
I'm sorry, I have to go get these before anything else happens. And
Yes. Good
Alex is
luck.
gonna go dive in the hot spring and grab him real quick.
Well, I was about to ask you to do that, but it looks like he has it covered. Sorry, I don't think I got his name.
Let's just say for tracking time purposes, at a fairly hasty pace, getting to the spring and recovering these things, one person could do that in a minute and a half or two.
You know, Cashmere, I almost died once, kind of. I had a lot of weird dreams, and saw a dragon, and well, it wasn't very pleasant now that I think about it, but you know, it'll settle eventually, kind of.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes I get nightmares about it, but you know.
Do you believe yourself fit to move, fit to fight? or do you need to rest?
Cashmere kind of shakily, and he mostly ignores what Crim said. He shakily gets to his feet. He seems to work. I'm fine. Look, I think we're going about this all wrong.
How so?
Well, I think letting him go off on his own was probably wrong on our part.
Well,
That, and I think we're probably looking for the wrong thing? I don't know.
do you think that shop is still worth investigating?
No! No.
Why
sorry.
not? It was trapped by so much stuff. It's definitely something. And who sets its shop up with all those? It's terrible.
I don't think we know that in character. We only know about the rug.
We saw. No, he already said he was attacked. He stepped in the carpet and he was attacked.
Mm-hmm.
They already know this.
Okay. Well, why don't we just let's take this cycle to catch our breath, figure out what we know, and then we'll go next time with a plan of action. But I think we should still have someone get the emeralds regardless.
I think Alex is already handling that one.
I mean,
shouldn't take
next
too long.
time.
But, Cashmere, what would you suggest we do? How do you think we should change?
I don't know. I was
Are
looking
you sure
for
that?
I was looking for a turtle, and I went to go find this, probably a cat. But I was gonna ask him where the turtle is, but he wasn't there, and then I died.
Why would you ask a cat about where a turtle is?
Never mind.
I mean, it had to be something. No one booby traps their shop like that.
I know this is
Yeah,
asking a lot of you. This is asking a lot of you, Cashmere, friend, but if we were to go back there as a group, would you stay collected in mind and body? I need to know. I accept if you won't, I'm just curious.
And with that, he looks at Turner. He asks, "You have spells, right, that can dispel constructs? Please tell me you do."
Is that a third level spell?
Oh no.
Well,
We're only level 3. We don't have very much
yeah.
going on.
I think that
Yeah.
that one is a little above my pay grade currently.
If you do
I
fall,
have
I can heal
something.
you.
I'm not really sure how often I can use it with all these loops that keep happening, but maybe once I could do it. Since I think I have like 2 in me, so if I do it once, maybe I'll feel better. If I just, blast it with a beam of energy, I can do that.
If we were together, would that be work?
What he said, that applies to me as well.
Oh, you can also shoot energy beams from your mouth? That's really cool.
Not exactly.
Oh.
And with that, as the party begins to plan what to do in this newest, clearly a time twist these beasts are caught in, we shall call it there for today.
And just a quick heads up for everybody watching, we are unfortunately not going to be able to be here for next week. Got some vacation plans that are going to leave a couple of us.
Holidays!
Oh, real? Oh,
out of
and
vacation.
and I'm not going to be here for the 27th because I'm going to be somewhere else.
We will
It's
figure
Thanksgiving.
we will figure out the next session sometime soon.
Yeah, if you look at the Discord, we'll keep people posted, but moving into holidays, it's going to get a bit irregular, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Fortunate for the start of the campaign, but it is what it is.
Think of it as a time twist. Oh, why aren't we here next week?
That was.
Whoa!
You know what? I'm just gonna transition very abrupt.